Hi, I'm Carlin Borisenko. In early 2020, I was the knitting Democrat who accidentally went viral on the internet for going to a Trump rally and then left the party. I became the conservative darling, was on all the shows, traveled around the country, and then realized that conservatives were no better than Democrats. If there's one thing that I've learned, it's that both political tribes are two sides of the same coin. But it wasn't all bad. On my journey, I became obsessed with understanding the woke ideology and the culture war. I broke the story of the city of Seattle doing segregated training with its employees.
How bad has this stuff become? The city of Seattle has now put out, I'm not kidding you, this is according to Dr. Carolyn Borisenko, who's an organizational psychologist. The city of Seattle asked its white employees to voluntarily spend a day off in a training about their internalized racial superiority.
I broke the story that led to the first ever federal lawsuit against critical race theory in the schools. I broke the Coke Be Less White story, one of the biggest anti-woke stories of all time. It got over 30 million views. Coca-Cola's corporate headquarters even had to change their outgoing voicemail.
Throughout the past few days, you may have seen inaccurate reporting on the content of our recently launched diversity, equity, and inclusion training program.
I exposed the schools in Burlington, Vermont for grooming middle school children live on the internet. They called me an unwoke cult leader for that. And the Vermont Human Rights Commission slandered me publicly as being a hate channel. I even got called a hero in Breitbart for exposing that the Washington Post was writing a hit piece on Christopher Rufo. I have broken story after story after story about what's going on in the public schools, from Cambridge, Massachusetts, to autistic sex education, to the Department of Education in Michigan, literally training teachers all over the state how to groom children. I wrote a book called Actively Unwoke, the ultimate guide for fighting back against the woke insanity in your life. I host a podcast all about fighting back, and I'm downloading all of my knowledge to you on my Substack, carlin.substack.com. The world is a crazy place. We are literally surrounded by cults on all sides. On this show, we're going to do a deep dive into all aspects of the culture war, and I will show you the dark, dystopian underbellies on both sides. Here are the commitments I'll make to you. I will always tell you the truth. I will always bring you receipts. And if you stick with me, I promise you will see the world differently. Welcome to the cult. Please mount that like button for me and subscribe if you feel so inclined. What up, everyone? Happy Wednesday. Well, I was going to do something serious today. Today was supposed to be the day where we were continuing on our journey into this school that we found at Arizona State University. And this school kind of seems like it's an entire school dedicated to building the future socialist utopia. So I went on their YouTube channel. We watched one of their presentations on Monday. Yesterday we did spy stream, so we didn't have a normal stream. And I was going to come back today and watch this presentation about the master's tools will not dismantle the master's house, because that's an uber socialist thing. And so that led me to believe there might be more socialism in that presentation. So we're going to watch it today and we're going to watch it tomorrow. But something else happened to me today. Let me see. I have one thing that I should have gotten up in my browser that I did not get up in my browser before I started this stream. Because this morning when I woke up, earlier than I was inclined to wake up, if I'm honest about it. Hang on one second. Save image. Save image, you rat bastards. Let me see if I can do this easily. Of course, nothing ever is easy with my technology. Nothing can ever just be easy. Come on, work. I don't know if that's going to work. Yay! When I woke up this morning, I had a direct message from our friends over at Naptown. And Naptown said to me, Carlin, Hor Maxer wants to talk to you. And I was like, what? Now, has anyone ever heard of Hor Maxer before? Because I only recently became acquainted with Hor Maxer because I don't try to go over onto that side of the internet unless I absolutely have to. Hor Maxer is a bit of a character. Hor Maxer, as the name might, and he goes by Street Maxer on his YouTube channel for reasons that I think are obvious. And I actually think that's kind of funny if I'm honest about it. Hor Maxer is an interesting character. I have quite literally seen Hor Maxer eat women's panties on video. I have seen Hor Maxer do things that I can't unsee. And I haven't even watched that much of his content. I have watched only enough content that was necessary at the time. Like, we're talking like minutes. Like, this content is like, I will sit here and I will watch hardcore socialism all day long. I just don't know. And I certainly don't know if I want to interview this guy, but yeah, well, Trendlin, don't think I wasn't thinking of you earlier today. I was like, Trendlin's going to see Nitwitch. She's going to get all excited. And then she's going to realize that we're not watching the Whatever podcast. And she's going to hate me. Trendlin, here, I will owe you a Whatever podcast of your choice after today. Okay? I promise. So apparently, Hor Maxer wants to tell me his life story as a psychologist. I'm of two minds about this. My first mind is that I don't want to. I don't want to make this type of content. Okay, it's fine for a break every now and again. I know we had a nice little break over the holidays where I wasn't doing socialism because I had driven myself insane by doing too much socialism, and my community forced me to take a break from it. And so we did drama content, and I got an internet boyfriend, and it was fun for a while. And then you know what? It's all fun and games until you end up getting death threats and have to go to the police and the judge to get a restraining order. All right. So I don't normally like to make this type of content. I don't even really like people from that side of the internet. And I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm not saying they have no value in the world. I'm just saying that some people click and some people don't click. And I don't tend to click with people from that side of the internet. We just don't get along. We have different values. The only person I even like from that side of the internet is my sometimes internet boyfriend, Big Tech, because he's smarter than all of them and he's better than all of them. And he's more good looking than all of them, if we're honest about it. But he's like the only one from that side of the internet that I somewhat get along with. The rest of them are crazy. And I'm not exactly like a normal person, right? But there's a line. There's a line. So that's one side of my thought process. The other side of my thought process is this. I bet you this guy's got a really interesting life story. Like, you can't become this type of person without having an interesting life story. And I do like interesting life stories. I'm just not sure I can handle this. So I thought I would throw the cards up in the air and leave it up to fate and let you guys decide. You guys are the ones who are going to decide if I talk to Hor Maxer. I'm just gonna I could go either way. I don't have I do have strong feelings about it both ways, but those strong feelings conflict with each other. And so what we're gonna do today is we are going to spend a little bit of time on Hor Maxer's YouTube channel. And it is exactly what you think it is. and we're gonna watch. No, we're not gonna do this for a long time. I have a thing I'm doing at 9 o'clock, so we're not gonna do this all night or anything. But just for a little while, we're gonna watch some of Hor Maxer's content, and then you guys are going to get to decide if I talk to Hor Maxer and allow him to tell me his life story. Does that sound good? See, this is what I'm doing right now. Remember when you guys all made me watch the Whatever podcast to torture me for 4 hours? If I have to suffer, so do you. All right? So do you. We've all gotten too used to watching socialist content. It doesn't hurt us anymore. We've all gotten too used to watching corporate diversity trainings. It doesn't hurt us anymore. If I'm going to make you suffer, this is the type of bot did make us watch. Bot did trick us into watching fat porn the other week. That was great, bot. Thanks for that. Appreciate it. So this is the very best way I have to make you guys suffer as much as I suffer for you every single day. You're welcome. All right. So that's what we're doing today, guys. Now, as long as before we get started, I have a couple orders of business. Number one, I mentioned that we are not going to be doing this all day today because at 9 p.m. I have a webinar. That's not the right link. Don't ignore that link that I just put in the chat because it doesn't work. You can do the second one. So if you want to come and join me and learn how to speak socialist, I'm doing a live training at 9 p.m. tonight. It is not live on the internet. It is in a private training platform, so you can ask questions. It will be recorded, and what this is if you are relatively new to my socialism content, if you feel like overwhelmed with the language of socialist, you can come and get a crash course where I will play clips for you from socialist trainings for the big points that you need to understand if you're going to understand the language of the left. There is no shortcut to learning how to speak socialist. You just really have to immerse yourself in it for a while and allow it to flood into your system and take over every little part of you. But I can give you a crash course so you know what to look out for, which is more than I had and more than most of my audience had when we first got started with socialism. And it really does help out. So if you are watching my socialism content and you still feel confused, there's no shame in that. Everyone starts somewhere. Come to my webinar at 9 p.m. tonight. You can sign up for free on my Substack, which is Carlyn, KARLYN.substack.com. And I will teach you how to do it. And if you are not available at 9 p.m. tonight, that's cool, man. Sign up anyway. It is completely free. There is an optional donation if you want to make it, but you don't have to. But it is completely free. And if you sign up, even if you don't come, I will send you a recording when it's all done so you can watch it on demand. So that is going on tonight. I also want to let everyone know, if you didn't see my stream last night, I did a little write-up about it on the Substack earlier today, but I would definitely recommend to go back and watch my stream from like 1 a.m. last night, where I was up at 1 a.m. reading a socialist teaching magazine because that's how much I love you all. That's what I do at night. People think I'm playing video games on the internet. No, I'm not. No, I'm up at 1 a.m. reading socialist teaching magazines where they openly brag about how they're indoctrinating kids into Marxism. And I found a crazy article last night that was all about them teaching like 8-year-old kids how to build an entire city built on equity without police and without money, and where everyone has everything they need and there is no crime because everyone has everything they need. And isn't that just what equity is? Everyone having everything they need. It is really, truly crazy. And it comes from the UCLA School of Education. So again, this is not some charter school. This is not a private school. This is a school connected with the UCLA School of Education. So definitely go read that or go watch the stream I did last night because it was pretty great. Lastly, I just want to remind everyone that I am still funding to go undercover at a gender ideology conference in a couple months. Thank you to everyone who's made one-time gifts or who has bought subscriptions on the Substack. I'm now about $500 away from my goal. So we're really getting close to that. Here is the link, and you guys can find all this stuff over on carlin.substack.com. And if you want to help me out, get to that, get the rest of the money towards the goal so I can fly myself out to a mystery location and go undercover at a gender ideology conference for several days to record everything they're doing and play it back to you. so that you know what's going on. There are ways you can do that. The first is by heading over to the Substack, and you can become a founding member for $240 a year. You can become an annual member for $80 a year. You can become a monthly member for $8 a month. You can donate subscriptions. You can gift subscriptions. And if you don't want to do any of that, you can head over to my main website, which is activelyunwoke.com/support. And you can go right here, right up at the top, and make a one-time gift of any amount that you want through Stripe. And again, I really want to thank everyone for making. I've been getting a bunch of those in. I wasn't actually expecting it. You guys have gone above and beyond. I really do appreciate it. There are other ways you can support my work as well, including buying merch in the Unwoke Art Store. Now, the merch won't count towards the fundraising goal, but you're going to get some cool swag. I've got a couple specials right now, including the limited edition Trump Grab Them by the Heart mug. I prefer the red one with the red handle and the red inside because that's just a nice little Valentine's Day mug that you can give as a gift to someone. Someone just bought one earlier today, which is pretty great. This is only a limited edition. It is leaving the store at the end of the month so that I make sure, actually, no, February 3rd, it's leaving the store. So you have enough time to make sure it gets shipped out to whatever location you want. So you got a little while left to get that. You can also get the Trump Grab Them by the Heart Valentine's Day stuffed animal. And it's funny because someone texted me earlier and they were like, I'm getting one of each. So they're getting a bear, they're getting a bunny, they're getting a jaguar, they're getting a sheep, they're getting a panda, they're getting a lion. You can have a pink or maroon t-shirt. And it all does have the classic Trump Grab Them by the Heart design that I did a special for Valentine's Day. You can see that there. You can also get that on greeting cards, balloons, whatever you need to make the perfect Valentine's Day gift basket. And you know whoever you're going to give this to is going to smile and they're going to laugh and they're going to love you because it's an original gift that you can't get anywhere else. And it's funny as hell. It is. I also have some other stuff available in the store. Let me see. What else do I have? We've got the Whiteness Means Capitalism shirt for a couple more weeks. And of course, we have the classic Socialists Are Gay shirt as well. And that is all available in the Unwoke Art Store. And all purchases do go to support the work I'm doing. And I really do appreciate it. Did I watch Glenn Lowry and DEI coordinator Tabia Lee that was fired because she didn't buy? I haven't watched that. I don't know that I will. I don't know. No offense to Glenn Lowry. I think he's fine. I just think he's behind where I am with this. So, but thank you. And I hope you guys did like it if you had a chance to watch it. All right, let's go. Not to that. Where is there it is. Okay. Let's see. Like I said, guys, we are not going to spend a ton of time on this today. I would ideally like to be wrapped up in about an hour, but we're just going to go. I have not prepped for this at all because this was a last minute decision. So let's see. What should we watch? Maybe we should start with a couple shorter videos. See, this is Hor Maxer. Let's see. Oh, Black Pill. Women can't take this. What the fuck? Women can't take this much male sexuality. All right. I just want you all to remember that I love you. And I'm doing this to make you stronger. And you're going to be better able to handle more socialist content after we watch these videos, and you guys are going to thank me for how much quality content I make you watch. This is for your own good, okay? If I have to suffer, so do you. I'm slightly scared, and I'm not even joking. Fuck you. No. I am not playing copyrighted music on my channel, Hor Maxer. That was a trick. No copyrighted music. Jesus Christ. Let's play without the sound for just a minute. We're not playing the sound. That was dumb. God. You can imagine Billy Idol in the background. This is who wants to tell me his life story. Is this like 70s porn? All right, that's enough of that. That's enough. Yeah. This is indigiqueer right here. This is indigiqueer. Okay. Now I'm questioning this decision even more than I was before. Let's go to his live videos. Indigiqueer is our safe word. Let's see. What do we have for live videos? We are definitely not watching this one. That's not going to happen. Lots of... Oh. Okay, I have a serious question. Do men... I mean, I guess I know the answer in theory is yes, but isn't that, like, too much boob? Like, porn stars... Listen, man, I know, like, you could say, like, objectively, I guess they're pretty girls, or at least these are pretty girls. Not all porn stars are pretty girls. But, like, don't porn stars, even if they're, like, pretty, have this, like, gross energy to anyone else? I can't do it. I cannot watch porn because, like, the energy of these women is just so gross. The men too, I'm not, like, but it's just, like, they I don't understand. Anyway, let's watch this one called Tracking the Panties. How about that? Let's see what this is. Probably have to put this.
It's garbage. So you gotta blame somebody. So you'll blame it.
No.
Islam. And then the other big problem is your incel problem. Your lack of poontang sugar walls.
What?
Now we can take a look at.
Hang on. We're at the beginning of this. I want to see what he said.
Yeah.
Hang on. I went too far.
I mean,
3 or 4.
No.
Okay, good evening. Welcome to the Alabama's. I'm gonna go around the world in the news today. I think take a stock of coming to the end of the year. Good evening, villain. What does that mean? Go. Is that what that means? And you? Does anybody speak English anymore? I mean, are you all like like dribble coming out of your mouths? I don't know out there. Could be pretty bad. So we're gonna look at. I think it's interesting. I saw a video on this guy Jordan Peterson, and he's talking now about incel. The word incel is now going to be what I'm going to predict to you, because I think you have such a northward of 50% of most men in this country that now it's going to start penetrating more into the mainstream media ever than before. Once you have bigger figures, online personalities like Jordan Peterson and whatnot, because they'll talk about like manosphere topics, which I mean could be interesting or whatnot. And I said, how do you ignore this problem? And I said, you're not going to be able to ignore the problem because the problem is only going to increase. It's not going to get any better. And there's no solutions, and nobody's offering any type of solutions. Yeah, villain. Yeah. But it's all over throughout all demographics. No matter what people like sitting in Motel 6s and slaying it on Tinder want to tell you, these are all incel in denial. Complete incel in denial. Now, I said we'll look at this video
honestly,
too,
like,
because I
not
think it's
wrong.
going to be an interesting take. It's going to paint to you why I tell men, if they can, especially younger men, to leave this country, pertain to sugar walls and living.
Hang on. Sin, I agree with this. This was my first reaction. And again, I don't mean any offense. I really don't. Like, I'm not trying to piss anyone off, but like, I don't like his energy. I don't like, it feels like porn producer energy. He like does porn. And but it's not even like just like regular old porn star energy. It's like porn producer, like, I just don't. Andrew Dice Clay. Exactly. Vince, it was probably for the best. Yes, he's like a 70s porn producer. Exactly.
Outside the United States, because your ways of going out and procuring different things are going to be much more difficult here. And they seem to not want to address it. And they think everything is fine and nothing is fine. It's the biggest problem that you have. I think there's two major problems in the world. The one coming from the religion of peace known as Islam. And then the other big problem is your incel problem, your lack of poontang sugar walls. Now, we can take a look at these men, Daniel, and I'm not really impressed with sports highlights. That's another problematic issue. Make it the sex highlights, like I said, and then maybe we can get into something. But the problem is, and like I said, you can put it in. I mean, maybe you have any thoughts in your mind. I mean, I don't think any people out there have any thoughts in their mind, to tell you honestly. Honestly, don't. I think most of you are on fucking autopilot, wandering around. Prove me wrong.
I'm burning Palo Santo
because
right
I don't
now.
think until I hear it that you can prove me wrong. All right. Now let's take a look at some other comments from the other one where I rage quit my own stream about 3 days ago.
Burning Palo
And maybe
Santo.
I'll rage quit again tonight because, like I said, it's amazing to me about, and again, but you have to look at the so-called men in your society too. Are they the problem? Are they the ones raised by their weak, dysgenic fathers and slut, whore, disgusting, dysgenic women, fucking mother cunts? Yes. So there's an answer to that too. And I won't let either slide, but that's the fact of the situation. So while everybody sits in their drama and their bullshit and they have caca between their ears, we're going to discuss real issues here tonight because I'm capable of doing it. And that's what separates me. As well as I could be planted into an orgy, into a swing club, I can tell you about social demographics, social cohesion, and what keeps the country together and what doesn't. Most of the others cannot do this. That's why they are where they are, and that's where I will be where I am at. I mean, that's just the fact of the situation. So, I'm going to bring this video up from Jordan Peterson.
Oh, good. We're going to do a reaction.
Which you probably heard
reaction.
of. I don't know what your opinion of is on him. Like I told you, I don't think most of you have an opinion. I think, honestly,
this is actually probably one of the best things that we could watch then, because at least, listen, man, I think Jordan Peterson has gone crazy, and I really don't like that he's been sucked into this Daily Wire orbit, and he's like such a goddamn shill. And I don't look to him for life guidance anymore. I don't know that I ever really did, but I understand why people did. So if we can at least get some Jordan Peterson infused here, this might actually temper. So it might be good for all of us.
I think the majority of people are waiting to be given an opinion, which is quite sad, But again, prove me wrong. Again, I don't think I've been proven wrong. I think everything I've talked about, from the social demographics to the sexual desert, especially for men.
Listen. This is not a matter of, do I want to stay in the Overton window? I am more than willing to talk to people who go outside of the Overton window, okay? This is a matter of, do I want this energy in my life? Because that's a completely different problem. I don't really care what this guy says. Like I said, I actually think that listening to his life story and to find out how he got to this place might actually be an interesting exercise. But this is a question of whether or not I want to subject myself to this type of influence and create this type of thing. And I also think, too, there's something to be said for the fact that I say this with women. The biggest mistake that I make with women on the internet is I bring them onto a stream or I go onto their stream and they have a chance to respond to me. And while that rule definitely does apply to women, I think it also applies to men. Like, sometimes the biggest mistake you can make is giving someone a chance to respond to you, and then all sorts of problems start. So if I can just assess the situation at a distance and then make a decision with that, well, I'm not even going to make the decision. My community is going to make the decision. My chat is going to make the decision. But it has nothing to do with the Overton window.
To dork maxers and rotters, I have been correct. I am the one that is vindicated. Why they sit there and see, there's a certain percent of these 20% of dork maxers and rotters you got to forget about. They're done. These are the perpetual people terminally ill online, the bug people. I've heard the term bugmen. These are the bug people. You ever heard that term, bugmen, bug people?
Oh, later, guys. You don't get to vote.
And
you have to stick around.
These are a select group of men that tend to be very emotional, high T, high E2. I do believe it is a hormonal factor. Like I said, it's also interesting because I saw in the comments, I forget who left it in there. I think it was it Tony? I think it was Tony TaylorMade. And he was talking about something about TRT, his doctor saying, well, because there's like prostate inflammation. And I said, well, okay, that's understandable. You don't have to blast on gear. But you also got to look into the research, like Morgan Teller out of Harvard, saying that the research is completely outdated and wrong. Now, this is not some quack and some guy. This is at Harvard Medical. This is a guy highly degreed saying it. So, when I look at it, not.
And showing up just as though I shone the bat light into the air. Here's the deal, Naptown. I'm not making this decision. The chat is making this decision. We're going to watch some of Hor Maxer's content, which I haven't really ever watched before. And then the chat is going to decide whether or not I talk to him. This is out of my hands. I can't control it. So if you want to influence the chat, you can try to influence the chat. But as of right now, this is no longer my decision. The chat has the collective decision-making power over me for once.
Not to switch the topics up, but what happened about 10 years ago, they had this study saying that test or TRT was bad on the heart for men. And it was unfortunate because what happened, you had these men that were feeling great, generally in their 40s and 50s and older, and their doctors all of a sudden got scared, as well as they probably did too, took them off of the TRT. Not blasting roids, just TRT. They went down to feeling horrible. You know what? They died earlier. So the whole thing with prosthetic inflammation and test is highly questionable. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to have any inquiries here as of yet because I don't think most of you are really thinking. I think you're on autopilot out there, unless I'm proven wrong. I'm not going to, like I said, I want to go out and interact with people more, which I am. Starting, that's my New Year's resolution. My New Year's, good evening, Snorlaxer. How you doing? So we're all over Snorlaxer tonight. We want to talk about, and I think it's a real big problem, and how much you want to be concerned about is another thing. Is like now the term incel, right? And all this sexless men, including most of you and many of the men that don't proclaim it are. That's the funny thing. And they don't like me because I question their whole reality, what they do. I said, so here you have Jordan Peterson now talking about, and they're acting like this is a new phenomenon, like genetic determinism didn't exist until now. But you just get to see it more amplified because of social media. So you have this whole social media amplification where on dating apps, the average dude or whatnot is not getting shit on those.
Listen. This is out of my hands. I am leaving it to the fates and the chat to decide. You don't have to convince me. You talk to the chat.
Well, why do men want to build a country or stay in the country? It's generally to have, a woman, if they want kids and whatnot. That was always a thing. Well, those days are no more. So I have to tell you, open your eyes to reality. Okay, let's look at the real situation. Said like your mainstream media enemies, by the way, they are enemies because they'll never bring to you the correct subjects. So they are, it's like, whatever you think of them, I don't watch them. I try to read for myself and I surf things for myself as best as I can.
I think it is perfectly fair in this circumstance for the chat to interrogate Naptown because Naptown is instigating this entire thing. So if you guys want to interrogate Naptown and ask him questions, please feel free to do so. Naptown has to defend themselves and their idea.
So let's see here. Let's look at his and what he has to say. Because I'm telling you, this is going to go mainstream, but all over. It's not going to be ignored. Supposedly, some of these manosphere channels have been targeted by now the FBI and other things for extremism. Now, I don't know what's extreme unless you get lunatics like, the ones that can break away, you're always going to have. But what is the red pill and manosphere channels generally pertain to? So they want to make it illegal basically to tell men, because what do they allow these generic red pill channels and shit like that do? They tell men to self-improve, get their money up, okay, self-improve, blah, 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 and X, Y, and Z, except for the other, offshoots like the MGTOW. We'll get into those people like the Sandmans of the world. And I know these people, well, not in a met them personal level. I've interacted with them in the past, and I'm really not that impressed with any of them. And I'm going to tell you why. You'll see the reason why. Yeah. So Snorlaxer, what do you think of a Jordan Peterson now talking about this? And, I put a Jordan Peterson without his social prestige. He's an incel. Complete. And this guy is, I got problems with this.
Jordan Peterson's been married like forever and has a kid and now and grandkids too.
Guy's crying on streams. He's in rehab with benzo addiction and telling everybody to heal his problems. And motherfucker can't heal himself. Yeah. Michelle, you're not getting any flamingo stream. And no, I'm not in the flamingo. I'm talking about a bigger problem. So sit down there, numbnuts, and learn something. Really.
You're not
unbelievable.
Listening to the boner
unbelievable
song.
Snorlaxer. They come in here. We're going to talk about life-affirming things like Vanelle's panties on the way. Oh, yes. And let me show you. They're in customs. I can't wait to show the customs.
What?
Right now, they're sitting in customs. When they open this package in customs, can you imagine? They're going to say, we got one of these fucking panty sniffers. We got one of these incels. They're going to say sniffing panties from overseas. They're going to realize what a big problem it is. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hold up. My mic's off.
Why?
Right, so
why is this on the internet?
They're sitting in customs.
Why?
Yes. So life. In fact, I'm going to wrench you, Vanelle, because Vanelle's a very important woman here. The only women that ever get a wrench here, and I've never wrenched a woman before on this stream. She's going to get one because she has life-affirming panty scent. Plus, also some she said life-affirming reading material, if you catch my drift.
Oh, God.
That's right, Snorlaxer. Yeah. So when they open it up, I hope they do not seize my panties.
I'm never having sex again.
Because I'll go down there. I will.
I've been broken.
I don't think I won't. Yeah, see, if we go over there, we're going to look here. Let me show this to you. Let's go look at the Royal Mail system and how because I think they hand it over to the United States Postal Service when it enters here. Let's see here. Okay. So here is my tracking number.
I'm not a prude. I'm not a prude by like any stretch of the imagination. I'm like one kinky bitch, but I wonder, is this stream gonna make me asexual? Like, because I honestly, like, this is so gross. Like, I can't, like, there are a lot of things that I can wrap my head around. What I can't wrap my head around is women on the internet sending you panties to do whatever it is you want to do with them. I can't, like, yeah, I need to, like, oh God, I'm sorry, Victor. I'm sorry. We're never having sex again. I'm sorry. It's over. It's all over.
From Vanelle. We're going to let me show you where it's sitting right now, because I think that's a little funny.
It's true.
Royal Mail tracking. Let's put the tracker in. Let me bring this up so you can see.
I just want to remind everyone that I literally do have a PhD, and this is what my life has evolved to. You just never know. You never know. I have seen him eat panties on video. Yeah, I've seen it. I didn't expect to see it, and I did, and it was something. It was something.
Now, I really don't appreciate them holding my panties. Okay? Now, this is another thing. Let me show you this. This is quite travesty. I think this is an
Listen, I can still acknowledge that my husband has an amazing dick. And still be like, I just need, like, it's still true, Victor. I still love you. Everything about you. I do. It's true.
Justice to me. I think it's an injustice to you. I think it's an injustice to all of mankind. Mm-hmm. So here is the panties, along with other assorted goodies.
It's true.
It says your item has been presented to customs on 17/12/2023 for assessment. Okay. Now, what I want to ask you out there is, how are they accessing a pair of panties? Are they getting a whiff? Are the customs agents smelling my panties? I don't appreciate it, boys. I don't appreciate that type of activity. They're not for you. They're for me. Okay.
Oh my
More
God.
information will be available once the assessment is complete. Okay. So they're going to open this package
No.
up, and they're going to open this package for assessment. Now, I would like to know, what does the assessment pertain to? Because what is in here is some books of sleazoid. I think they're called sleazoid, and some panties for our sniffing pleasure. So I would like to ask you tonight is exactly what is for assessment? See, this is like put into people with bullshit jobs. Or it's not bullshit. It's a good job if they were taking a whiff, but I don't want them to take a whiff of that villain. Okay? Hit the likes and subs. Oh, and if you could try my
heart chakra's in pain. I'm not even
I'm
joking.
officially YouTube
My heart
partner.
chakra's closing.
If you can try out, I don't know if it shows, if you can just send like 50 cents or whatever, I don't know what whatever they are, to see if the text to speech or the thanks or whatever it is works. Said it did. Yeah.
Everyone's smudge. I'm smudging.
Yeah.
All
So
of you
what's
as
your
well.
problem? So she says she has a boyfriend. Mm-hmm. Okay. So what are you looking to do? Give up? Yeah, you should listen to me. Good evening, Carl. How are you? Blake Blossom, Carl. Carl, we're looking at panties right now. Vanelle's panties sitting in customs. They're sitting in customs right now for assessment. Now, what I'd like to know, Carl, is what do they do to access a box of panties with sleazoid material in it? I think they're actually called sleazoid. Now, are they going to open my precious package and say, we're going to deny this Coomer his whiff, okay, the scent, okay? That's what we want to know. Now, I think this goes under life denialism. What is the assessment to handle here? This is some bullshit job they would give Michelle so she could look at the package for 3 days. Oh, we've assessed your package, sir, and decided you can't get a whiff. Sorry, denied. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's nothing else to say to this. I just don't even.
Mm-hmm. So Carl says, let's take a whiff. Well, they're sitting in customs, Carl. I'm showing you the tracking right here. They are out, okay? They are in the United States.
Yeah, I agree with this, George. I agree. Like I can wrap my head around like a lot of fetishes and why people might find that particular thing like intriguing or like, you know, whatever. But like there are certain things I just don't understand. Bodily fluids would be like those bodily fluids would be one of the things I don't understand. And this sort of thing is also something I don't understand. I think it's gross and I don't get it. Now I'm not trying to shame anyone. I'm not trying to kink shame anyone. You like what you like. So no judgment. I like some weird stuff. But I don't understand. So if you have an anonymous account and this is something that you like, and I genuinely mean this, can you explain yourself? Why? I can explain why I like certain things that I like. I'm not going to do that right now on the internet, but like people like there's got to be some reason and I don't get it.
States. I don't know if they're in the East Coast or over here in the West Coast, but we are tracking the panties like Santa's reindeer. Like a rain. This is the things that, yes. So I don't know. I mean, are they just going to plant them in the mail? Do they even give you a UPS tracking? They give you a Royal Mail tracking, but when they hand it over, they probably just winds up in your mailbox sometime, maybe in a few days. Okay, I don't appreciate them. Yeah. No need to be rude. I'm happy for you. Well, it's nothing to be rude about. I'm just, I said there's life affirmation women that will get wrenched here. Like Vanelle's the first woman ever in the Howling Madness to get a wrench.
This is a good point, Stephen. If he learned how to knit, this guy can make his own stream called Knit Whiffs, but he'd have to learn how to knit. So that might be an obstacle.
She needs to place her chat. She comes in the morning. So yeah, so there's nothing to be rude here. There's just facts and non-factual things, Michelle, that you are a life denier. And Vanilla's life winning, life affirmation, what I've talked about online. So there is nothing to really be discussed, okay?
You very well
So
could be
yes,
right
so
about that,
there's
Gary.
a first here.
You could be right about
Yes,
that.
because see, the women, and especially as you go out and find these, are going to be a select few women because, you know, I mean, not every woman, I mean, unless I could have a whole collection of panties would be wonderful. Make it like a panty salad. Be nice. Nice vinaigrette. It would be nice.
What?
Text to speech. I don't know, Carl. You have to try it out. Just try it out for like $1. I don't know if it, whatever the thing is.
No.
It should let you.
I'm not doing that.
It should let you. It should let you put in a chat, or let me go look at it. You have to look at it on YouTube. See, I don't think the other panties, I have them around somewhere. You know, aren't you interested in them though? Yeah, well, yeah, I'm trying to see here on
God, I feel
YouTube.
sick.
Though,
I'm not even
I
joking.
think when those
I'm
come through,
sick
I
to my
can't see it on
stomach.
StreamYard. I think I have to look at it here. So if you let that come through, I pinned the Cash App, and I don't see anything on screen, but let me know, because I don't know if it's working. You have to set up the super chats. I did. I set up tiers of membership, I think. So I can go in and do that now. I think that was the membership. They do membership, super chats, and thanks. I'll have to go and do that, Dylan. So set those in. I'll go in and set those up. But I did get approved for that. I didn't think they'd approve it because, they'll see like the thumbnails and whatnot. But so we'll see. I mean, there's people outside when you're streaming and doing that like that. YouTube, I mean, if you give like that, I mean, what is YouTube taking? Half of the donation? I think they do. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah, so they have memberships.
This is not a turn.
I called the memberships like lover of sugar walls, lover of the juicy pump, Cooming, I guess levels of that. So there's that villain. We're going to go look now. So, yes, you can see the panties are sitting in customs, and hopefully they'll arrive. Hopefully not one of these degenerates in customs are going to take my panties. Yeah. You know what they're doing over there, too. We know what you fucks over there are doing. Trying to get a whiff.
God.
Trying to steal Vanilla's panties. Well, I ain't going to let it happen. That's right. I ain't going to let it happen. Yeah.
I truly had no idea
let me
people
go
like
take
this
a look.
actually
That's right,
existed.
Carl. They're sitting and look at what it says there, Carl. Your item has been presented to.
I truly had no idea that people like this actually existed, like in real life. This is like, I'm like watching this and I'm like, this can't be real. This can't be real. But it is real. We're going to give it a little bit more. You guys can do this. You guys, imagine, guys, how much more you're going to appreciate socialism. You guys are going to thank me when we watch that lecture from Arizona State University tomorrow about how the master's tools can't destroy the master's house. You guys are going to be like, thank God, Carlin. Thank God. Thank God. We thought socialism was boring, and we did it anyway. And then you showed us, I am showing you the alternative to socialism right now. This is the other side of the internet. Did you see where I got blocked by him for asking why a grown man would have a pink flamingo pool in his house? I did not see that. We haven't been watching that long. Yeah. See, this is the problem, is I cannot, what the fuck? Bro, like, and it's not like I've never been around porn. I was around, like I was like on the periphery of porn in college when I was dating my friend that like processed credit cards for a porn website and then went to prison for something that wasn't his fault. But like, I've been around this stuff before and I don't like it. But I never, like, I haven't been around this arena in like a really long, like in like 20 years. And I had forgotten that people like this actually do exist. We're going to watch a little bit more and then I'm going to go and I'm going to prep for the webinar later.
Customs. on 17/12/2023 for assessment. Now, Carl, what I would like to ask you, hit the likes and subs,
Yeah, I think everyone
is
should be
my
interrogating
panties are
Naptown.
sitting there for assessment with sleazoid.
Remember, this is all Naptown's fault. Yeah, you guys are like, we will watch 12 straight months of Red May. We're watching Red May every day for a month. Every single day. Philip would never do this to us. We give Philip shit because he's a socialist and he went to Columbia. Or Sean, the most handsome of all socialists. Sean, who I actually think Sean doesn't mind me so much, even though I make fun of him and I call him the most handsome of all socialists. Like, Philip and Sean of Red May would never do this to us. They would never, ever do this to us, Naptown.
Magazines. Okay. Now, what kind of assessment, Carl, needs to take place? Okay. Because I'm sure if it was a package from the Hamas, they would send it right through. But see how they want to deny your sugar walls, Carl. They want to deny the good whiff, the unboxing, the pleasure that we derive from that. Mm-hmm. Only I can give you 6-hour unboxing videos. Okay?
6-hour
with
unboxing
the help of
videos
Vanell,
of panties.
Okay? Who's high on the echelon now, especially, by the way. Oh yeah. Vanell is getting a rank.
If you want to know why the socialists are winning, this is why the socialists are winning. Because people are spending 6 hours watching this guy unbox a pair of panties.
That's right, Vanell. So put your thing in the chat so I can rent you whatever that is. Yeah. The first woman, women breaking the glass ceiling, Vanell. Women breaking the glass ceiling over here, Vanell, for the first one to ever get a wrench over here. And that doesn't come, okay? That doesn't come easy, baby, okay? That comes from life-affirming panties.
Yeah.
Okay? That's right, baby.
Do you guys remember when we watched that student the film student movie from New York University where they kidnapped a bunch of old people from an old folks home and made them and brought them to NYU and made them perform in a movie about the gender binary and gender roles? And we sat through that entire thing and we decided that they had kidnapped the old people and had forced them into doing this and the old people were just playing along. Yeah, this is on that level. I was like cowering in the corner for that. It made us feel high. This is endurance training, man. I'm going to be like, listen, man, there are other people that are going to be like going in and undercover at socialist events this year. You guys need to train for this shit. I trained for a full year before I went undercover at a socialist event to be able to blend in, to be able to sit there and listen to socialism for 8 hours a day for 3 days straight. You got to train for this stuff. This is going to make you stronger. This is going to put hair on all your chest, figuratively, obviously, for the women. Yeah, this is beneath my intelligence and demeans my content, Naptown. WTF.
That's right. Got the AVN in January, Carl. That's going to be nice. I look forward to that.
Take
one.
Pictures, Jam.
I look forward to that. That's going to be a monumental stream. I'm going to be drunk in that stream too.
Oh, good.
I'm going to run around and have my face buried in tuchus. Yeah, that's right. That is correct. So let's go over now.
Spit.
Let's take a look at this.
I almost
Jordan
just spit out my
Peterson
coffee.
7-minute clip.
Yeah, let's watch Jordan
you
Peterson.
Listen to I mean, what am I going to play? An hour
let's
documentary?
Watch Jordan Peterson. That's a great
that's
idea.
Not my thing. But let's look at his clip and see what they're saying. Let's see how big the problem is, because I think it's one of your biggest problems next to the death cult of Islam that faces the country. So you got lack of poontang, lack of sugar walls, and a death cult called Islam. Now, that doesn't sound too good of a future now, does it? Or you could always join, you become a mega incel, which they are, and join the death cult of Islam, which they do. It's a cult of incels. It's a cult of sexual frustration, too. That's what a lot of people won't tell you. See, a cult of sexual frustration. That's exactly what it is. But you'll never hear that in your mainstream media because they don't have my perception. And yeah, they just don't have it, baby Carl. They don't have it. So, Carl, we're looking burgers and ass. Guy has all the women. In Islam, one guy has all the women. Yeah, isn't that great? And works out wonders, doesn't it? Such a great, wonderful, peaceful religion, isn't it? Such a wonderful, peaceful thing. Puts me in the holiday spirit, Jimmy. Look at that panties, Jimmy, right now, if you're wondering what's on the screen. It's Vanelle's panties, Jimmy, which is the highest. I put it to you, Jimmy.
Can we get to the fucking
it's the
Jordan
highest
Peterson
form of life
video
affirmation
already?
you get on
Can we please get to the Jordan Peterson video?
the opinion of the.
When are we watching Jordan Peterson? I can't take this anymore. I need him to do something else.
Oh yeah, So you're
a buck and easy enough.
Okay, okay. Here we go.
Which makes.
And I love it, Ben. Good. Yeah. So it's. Let's see here. So here's the StreamYard link.
Oh, Jesus.
I want to look at this clip here. Jordan Peterson. Let me bring this up a second. Okay, now look here. This is interesting, actually. Let me stop this one for a second. Valentina. Was that her name? Valentina? Yeah. Let's see here. Okay. So it says Jordan Peterson's opinion on the incel movement. Is there a movement now? We're like a goddamn dysgenic bowel movement. If you ask me, I mean, I said, listen, there's two types of men. There's the guys that, kind of don't. Then you got the rotters and dorks within this. So I said, they're labeling it as the incel movement now. Now, is this becoming a political party? Because I'll still go to war against them any day. I mean, I just don't like it. I find them more to be very emotional men, low T men, non-masculine in every which way.
Wow, that's true enough. The hell?
So let's play this here a second and see what he has to say here. Okay.
The incel black pill ideology was I think it's a subreddit or a website called PUA Hate, Pickup Artist Hate. And what it was a group of men who had been through the pipeline of pickup artistry and come out the other side with a very jaded and even more jaded view of the world.
More jaded.
Yes, and I'll tell you why. So
why is Jordan Peterson dressed like the Joker?
If a guy learns old school mid-20 noughts pickup artistry, is you realize that there is a particular set of actions, a script that you can run, which makes it more likely that a woman is going to go to bed with you.
Right.
But what you realize when you do that, as you learn how to nag and do Kino escalation and tell them that story about the midget fight outside or whatever your script is that you're running, you then begin to see just how far away that person is from the person that you actually show up as.
Right.
Who you are and this extravagant persona that you need to...
Oh, what the fuck is he flapping his gums about already? All right, let's start here. Gum flappers. Can't stand it, really. Listen. Okay,
I was actually interested in what he was saying.
Come from, well, maybe. I said, did these guys start doing like pickup artistry and didn't do anything and got rejected? And maybe they become or online became like a sub community. Yeah, I guess some of that could happen. Is that the way that it's played out? I tell you, it's a much bigger perspective.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I said most men can go sit on fucking online dating and go see it for themselves. They don't need to run pickup artistry or whatever they want to call it. And that's another time waste and the time sink. Because if you ever seen this guy, which I brought up, which we should look at again tonight, if you have to have a fucking
he was flapping about
whiteboard
panties
with
for like
1,000
an hour
things on it to get a woman or to have a relationship, God forbid a relationship of that type, buddy, you have a problem. Buy the ass. Buy the ass.
Just
if
buy
you
a
have
hooker.
1,000 points,
Why
I'm not
not?
joking. I think I showed this to you.
Jesus Christ.
This fucking moron doesn't know what he's talking about. I'll tell you more about this, whatever they want to call about. And Jordan Peterson's got his head up his coodle, okay, is that you have basically a sexless men that see social media, that see the dating apps, that don't get poontang. 20 to 30% of them are already socially awkward dork maxes and rotters. and probably 95% of them will never do anything to ever remotely help themselves to begin with. So before you have any fucking sympathy for these fucking men, be careful. Yeah. They jump from one topic to the other. Let's see, finishing. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He went from, okay, I said following the PUA. All right, let's see here. The PUA.
Convolute into existence in order to get this woman into bed makes you feel
He's making
worse
us more
even.
resilient to watch
Feel the
socialism,
gap
Terry.
between where you are and what you have to
He's
do in order
building
to
our
achieve the thing that
resiliency
you want.
and
And
our
what you don't
fortitude.
realize is that there are a million other ways that you could become sufficiently charming to get this person to like you.
Mm-hmm.
This is
By
just,
actually doing it, for example.
this is just one that happens to be
What a
robust
concept.
and easy enough to write down in a book and easy enough for
Yeah,
most
well, it's
guys to
basically a
replicate.
form of.
You know, let me break it down to the point of Xanthis is that, you know, these people is like human nature. I says, well, what's the closest thing? Look at the primate, okay? Look at your primates. Why does a gorilla, a 400-pound silverback gorilla, have a small penis and balls? You ever wonder? And then the chimp got this big cock and balls, okay? Well, the females are very promiscuous in bonobos and chimps, okay? And chimps are inherently fucking violent, okay? This schmuck here, I don't have a high opinion of Jordan Peterson. I don't know if you're into world salad, because if you are, you know, maybe try doing something else. I don't think he offers you any solutions. This guy ain't going to tell you about swing clubs. This guy ain't going to buy you about buying transactional sex. He ain't going to fucking tell you about erotic monkey. What the fuck purpose does Jordan Peterson sit there except making millions of dollars for being a fucking blowhard? This is a bastion of masculinity.
You
I don't
know,
see a fucking pump on this guy.
that part about Jordan Peterson just sitting there and making millions of dollars is not wrong. We have to give credit where credit is due.
This fucking guy bitches and balls on camera. Like a bitch. He's an emotional bitch. He doesn't even take any tests. No TRT. You know he's low T. I've seen the behavior. Here's the problem in this country.
I want everyone to tweet at Sophie and very nicely say, Sophie, we watched someone from the manosphere and we love you even more now, Sophie. Please come and hang out with us, Sophie. We didn't know how much we loved you until Carlin made us watch the manosphere. Sophie's gonna love that.
Country, you got a problem of 50% men of being sexless. I said, how do you start rectifying some of that problem or ease the pressure valve? Well, you open clubs like they have in Tijuana, but they're not going to do that for you. And let me tell you a reason why they're not going to do the clubs like they have in Tijuana or anywhere across the world. Because, see, once they do that, dating is dead. The dating market that still exists in this country, God help you if you do it, it comes to an end because within 5 years, maybe less of that time of opening those clubs like Hong Kong and Tijuana or Adelitas or Chicago or Tropical, men are going to realize, well, I can go here for $150, have great looking women, have a great time and not need to put up with bullshit and nonsense.
You guys want some ASMR?
Now, if you think I'm wrong and that's not a masculine society, it is.
Let's do an ASMR break. I have my blood orange glimmer slime. I'll give you guys some ASMR to calm you down. Okay, ready? Is everyone feeling that? How's that feel? Is everyone feeling better? Okay, back to suffering.
The gynocentric, the reason why you have the Euro cuck here, the Christ cuck, and dating is because of the Christ cuck. The Christ cuck came around about 800 years ago and decided to want to be chivalrous. Women are repulsed by that type of behavior. They won't tell it to you, but they're repulsed by it, okay? They are repulsed by those type of weak, effeminate, emotional men. Jordan Peterson has never got a woman's pussy hot in his life. I can assure you.
Well, he seems to have a kid, so he did it at least once.
So why they blather on us, Xanthius? Yeah. Or him, yeah, a baby boomer. How old is Jordan Peterson? 60? Doesn't have a fucking clue what's going on. You know, he would tell you,
Hang on, I got a super chat from Rottweiler, and then I'm going to put the poll in the chat about if I should interview Hor Maxer. Rottweiler, thank you. Love or hate Jordan Peterson. He was right when he said, men stop being pathetic when addressing incels. Too bad he sold his soul. I agree completely with that sentiment, Rottweiler. Thank you. All right, guys, I'm going to put the poll in the chat if YouTube Studio wants to cooperate with me. And now we're going to move to the section where I'm going to give you guys like 5 minutes to vote on if I should interview Hor Maxer about his life. And like I said, you guys are making this decision. I am putting my fate in your hands. I will do it if you tell me to do it. I will not do it if you vote no. That's just going to be the way it is.
Tell you, he'd at least be honest, right? While making his millions for doing nothing, which is another assessment. I mean, think about men. I said, let's talk about a certain, let's talk about these emotional men in your society that your incel problem. Okay, well, let's talk about some of the men that infestate this in MGTOW and whatnot, and incel and all the select groups that there are, is that you have a problem, and these fucking guys are dangerous too. Okay, I just found an escort on Erotic Monkey. She's a white blonde BBW. A BBW isn't my type, but she's 90. Well, is she good looking? But I don't know. That's frightening when you say BBW to me. I mean, that says obese to me. Okay.
No, I'm not going to block people based on their answer.
You see, Erotic Monkey is a better sight to look around. You know,
I
just don't
do
go.
That.
Like I said, please don't get a fat fucking woman that's going to sit on you. I mean, listen, a little extra pound here and there is not going to, hurt anybody. But when you get some of these fat animals, it's disgusting. Oh God. The guy hates PUA because it's a scam. Okay, well, yeah. Well, I don't know if that's how fat. BBW says enough.
Okay.
So, all right, let me just play this out so I can talk about it. Well, it's 13 minutes. All right, let's go for the first 6 minutes of it.
Scripted psychopathy. So what a psychopath does is feign competence, right? So
polls coming.
Most psychopaths are very emotionally stable.
What does this have to do with
it?
And
so one of the
YouTube Studio's taking its sweet time. I'm sorry.
Early stage markers for competence is self-possession and calmness. And so if you're not an anxious person, you've got an edge on that already. And most psychopaths are very high in emotional stability. And so they look confident, because confident people tend not to be that nervous. Like if you're doing something you're expert at, well, you're not nervous because you know how to do it. Okay, so the lack of nervousness is a hint to competence. Well, you can feign that. You can feign competence. You can feign confidence. That's what the pickup artists teach. Now, I would say there's even some utility in what they do, right? Because if you're dependent and bitter and resentful and charmless and self-destructive and nervous and socially unskilled, the probability that you're going to be successful with women is very, very low. Okay, so you should be other than who you are. Now, if you start putting on this persona,
thank you, Rottweiler.
You could think about that as a new suit of clothes, and you could learn through that how to fill in the gaps.
Fake it until you make it.
Absolutely, absolutely. But if you take on that without doing the effort necessary to integrate that in a genuine way, then all that's happening is that you're being rewarded for being fake, right? And that's part of the problem with that too, is that you're practicing learning how to manipulate people in a psychopathic way. And if you practice that, of course, you're going to become jaded. Like, there's nothing more jaded than a psychopath. I mean, that's the ultimate extreme of jadedness. And if you practice manipulating,
I don't know about that,
especially if the women happen to be reasonably good women, if you practice manipulating.
Yeah, well, here's the thing with this idiot. Okay. I mean, I don't know about, like I said, the PUA world and whatnot. I said, if you want to play games in your early 20s, you could probably try it out, because most women are retarded. And if you have a mouthpiece, you can do it.
Excellent bot. Well done.
It probably works because they are retards. And I do put it to you that they're stupid and easily manipulated. Him saying that, like I said, but here's the problem. You see guys like these, like Casey's, I'll bring this up. And this is what you don't want to do. Is this guy Casey Zander? And you look at this, and I said, "Well, is this guy serious?"
Okay, I'm giving you guys 2 more minutes.
He's
to
got
vote.
1,000
2 more minutes
presentation, and I'm not kidding you, on almost every video. And you see this fucking whiteboard. Yeah. I email. Oh, okay, we'll take a look at it. And you see this guy Casey Zander. Yeah. Well, is he an idiot? Well, I mean, I don't think he's an idiot, but he's like, if you have to do that, let's say, and you're trying to follow this. First of all, you're going to become a neurotic nutcase. Okay? It's really not that difficult unless you want to, practice? Yeah, in that case, you want to practice? Yeah. I've seen it work, especially in younger and that. I have no patience to do that because I don't want to bring myself down to a woman's retarded level. To do it, you have to do a lot and you have to curtail a lot of things. And to me, it ain't worth it, especially being older.
Yeah, it's definitely women who are the retards, bro. Definitely.
So, you need to look for a game to work. Well, I mean, what is game? Being social, telling these retarded women what they want to hear constantly, emotionally. I mean, do you like to spend? It's like playing with retards, basically. If you like wearing a special helmet and bringing your level down to drooling, wearing a special helmet, that's what game is. Game is not some intricate thing. You have to think how retarded is a woman to be led in by this type of claptrap, and they're pretty fucking retarded. But it does work. But again, are you going to look like Jordan Peterson and go run game? No, you're not. Are you going to be a dork and a rotter and run game? No, you're not. You're not. It ain't the 1970s anymore.
All right. That's it. End of vote. I'm sorry, Naptown. It looks as though 60% of my audience today says they do not want me to interview Hor Maxer. They made the decision. I feel like I gave him a fair shake. I showed my audience what he was about and let them decide whether or not they wanted him in my catalog of content. And I'm sure he's a very nice guy. And I'm sure that some women find this very attractive, but I don't. And I'm done. And I feel like I need to smudge one more time. And we need like a palette cleanser, and Bot has requested, I don't want to watch the fucking boner video. I do not want to watch the boner video. God damn it. Let's watch the penguin video. Let's watch that. Express myself my way. Watching the fucking penguin video, okay? I can't do the boner video again. I can't. It gets stuck in my head, and I don't want to watch it again. Penguin video, palette cleanser.
No matter how you're born, we each have the style. I'll tell you in a while exactly what I like.
Ariana and Renee, they both are born girls. They go into their changing rooms. Ariana loves twirls. That's not for Renee. Pink will not do. All girls don't wear dresses, they wear pants too. As Renee lost her mind, what's running through her head? Ariana can fix this, no is what she said.
When you put it on, you do a little groove. You know you've got to move, that's how you know you've got it right.
This is me, who I am. See me in full color, see like no other. Originality.
No matter how you're born, we each have the style. I'll tell you in a while exactly what I like.
Bryce and Jason, they both are born boys. They go into their changing rooms. Bryce jumps out with joy. Jason has a different idea. The sweater is where it's at. Bryce has to fix this. Here, try this or that. Wait just 1 second. Don't tell him how to dress. Ariana knows this. Only Jason can express.
This is me, who I am. See me in full color, see like no other. Originality.
No matter how you're born, we each have the style. I'll tell you in a while exactly what I like.
Darla and Charles, one girl and one boy. They go into their changing rooms. Charles is feeling coy. Others are thrilled with the look, but Charles is quite unhappy. Let's try this again. Yeah, this is snappy. Some are confused. They just don't understand. Charles, now Charlotte is certain. Ariana's her biggest fan. Some might keep their distance, but others will come around. Come on over, Darla. Show us what you found. Darla had something on, but is not quite convinced. She wants to try again, yet she still gives a wince. Nope, not right either. Why can't she decide? Sometimes it takes time, only she can find her stride. Darla presents an outfit. The new name is Darren. Now everything feels right. The person within he's sharing.
When you put it on, you do a little groove. You know you've got to move.
Here we have Skylar, born a boy or girl. Not interested in the girl look. Won't give the boy look a whirl. Skylar wants a new path, and it isn't one of those. This is a unique look from Skylar's head to toe.
The non-binary look.
Put it on, you do a little groove. You know you've got to move. That's how you know you've got it right.
This is me, who I am. See me in full color, me like no other. Original is me, who I am. See me in full color, it's me like no other. Originality.
So I just want to point out that we literally just watched a video that's used in elementary and middle schools to teach kids how to be trans and non-binary using animated penguins who changed their gender for social media clout. And that was somehow more wholesome and a better experience than what we watched for the first part of the stream. So there might be a reason that my chat voted the way they did. And you guys are all going to be thanking me tomorrow when we're watching socialism again. Sometimes you just need, we learn by contrast, right? We learn, if you've never had a cold shower, you don't know how much you appreciate a hot shower. And sometimes the hot shower can seem mundane and it's like just, and you lose the appreciation until your water heater goes out in the middle of the night. And then all of a sudden you're taking a cold shower and you're like, man, that hot shower was really great. In the same way, you guys have been watching socialism with me every day for a while. And maybe you got a little sick of it and you're like, Carlin, I've been getting a lot of comments lately. Carlin, this is so hard. It's so much. I just can't watch it anymore. And then I show you something like Hor Maxer and you're like, please, can we go back to socialism? We'll watch socialism every goddamn day. Sometimes we need a palate cleanser from the other side of the internet. All right. Okay. No, my outfit is not non-binary. My outfit is Unabomber. Okay. Ride. Okay, who only shows up when there's drama. Naptown is fulfilling his role as the chief admonition officer, although in this case, Naptown, I think that you are the one that had a shameful display of instigation. I'm very sorry you lost, Naptown. Maybe next time. All right, guys, I am going to go get ready for the webinar later for How to Speak Socialist. If you want to join us, you can, of course, still do so. Hang on. You can still join us for the How to Speak Socialist webinar at 9 p.m. tonight. There is the link. You can register for free. You can make a donation if you want to, but you don't have to. Come join me. Learn how to speak socialist. I will give you a crash course. I will show you all sorts of clips from all sorts of socialist training. I will explain them to you. It's going to be great. That's 9 p.m. tonight Eastern time. If you cannot make it, sign up anyway, and I will send you the on-demand video when it is ready a couple hours after the presentation is done. Thank you guys for suffering with me today. I love you all. I appreciate you all. I did this because I want you to be stronger, okay? Take care, guys. We'll see you soon.